Okay, welcome to lesson 8 from 5-Minute Theory. In this one, we're going to learn where the notes fit on a keyboard. Okay, now whether you're playing flute or clarinet or percussion, learning how notes relate to a keyboard, a piano keyboard or a xylophone, is really helpful because we measure intervals, we measure spaces between notes using that 12-note keyboard. All right, so the keyboard is pretty simple. We have black keys, which are called accidentals. We also call these raised keys. On a xylophone, they're not black. They're just same wood that's raised up. Same with bells or vibraphone or chimes. They're just in groups of 2 or 3. So they just repeat themselves. Group of 2. Group of 3, group of 2, group of 3. You never have 2 groups of 3 in a row or 2 groups of 2 in a row, okay? Now you can always locate the note C because it is right below the group of 2 accidentals, okay? So we call C a home key. So if you always know that here is a group of 2 accidentals, 1, 2, that note below that will always be a C. Okay? So there's another home key that you can learn below the 3 accidentals. So here's 3. The note below 3 is F. So it really helps to have those 2 notes, the C below 2, and F below 3, as your home keys that you always know, and it makes it easy to find any note on a keyboard. All right, so on the keyboard diagrams below here, we're going to draw an X on the appropriate keys, okay? You're going to use the group of 2 accidentals to locate the C, then use your musical alphabet to count up or down, whichever, all right? So C is always going to be this group of 2 accidentals right there. That's pretty simple. Now, I can count up from C and go C, D, E, F, okay? I can draw my X right there on the F, or I could use my 3 accidentals and use that as finding my F home key. All right, C, D, E, F, G, A is right there. C again. Oh, but look, I'm a tricky guy. I changed these around. So now 2 is up here, so my C is going to be there. Always got to check where your accidentals are. G. So remember, my home key below 3 accidentals is F, so G is easy to find. If you have to go from C, you could work your way down the musical alphabet, C, B, A, G, or you can go up from your F, G. All right? Same thing with, if this is my group of 2 accidentals and this is my C, then B would be 1 note below C, because it's 1 note in the musical alphabet below C. All right, or you can count up from F, F, G, A, B. All right, turn the page. Let's do the back side of lesson number 8. Now we're learning about intervals. Okay, an interval is a space between 2 notes. Okay, on a keyboard we have all of those white keys, or what we call the naturals. Okay, and then we have the raised keys, or the black keys, which we call accidentals. The distance from any one note to the next note is called a half step. So notice I'm right here. There is no accidental here. So my next note is right here. So that's a half step. Or if I'm on an accidental and I go up to the very next note, that's a half step. So I'm going to mark an X on a key that is down a half step from the notes indicated. So here's the note, there's my X. Here's a note, I'm going down, putting an X. I even show it to you with the little arrows. That's pretty simple. Number 8, take away the arrows, but I still have to think where those half steps are. Now notice here, I don't have that accidental in between, so a half step is just the very next note down. Here I do have an accidental, so that's the X right there. Now we use half steps because there is a symbol, not a crash cymbal, but a musical symbol, S-Y-M-B-O-L, that is called a flat sign that tells us whether a note is going to be natural or whether it's going to be an accidental. A flat sign lowers the pitch of a note a half step. Lower on a keyboard is to the left. Higher is to the right. So as you go up the scale and it gets higher and higher, it goes to the right. As you go down the scale and it gets lower and lower, it goes to the left. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Now, if I have a note D and I want to find a D flat, I just go down a half step. So let's do this on this keyboard here, number 9. I have a D. So the first thing I need to do is find a D. Here's my 2 accidentals, yeah. Here's my C. So D is there, but now I want to find D flat. So that would be here. All right. Here's an E. Well, E is obviously just the next note, so E flat is going to be there. All right. So number 10, we're going down a half step, which means to the left. Okay, here's 3 accidentals. So here's my home key, F, G, A, and then A flat is right there. B is here, so B flat is there. Okay, 2 accidentals or 3. If I know my F home key, F is here, G is here, so G flat is there. Here's my F. Where's F flat? It's not down here, it's right here. It's just the very next note when there is no accidental in between. Okay, so we have learned about how to find notes on a keyboard with the naturals and the accidentals, and then we've learned the distance between 2 notes is a half step. At least in Western music, it's a half step. And then we learned that a flat sign lowers the pitch of a natural note down a half step. So we can find those accidentals on the keyboard. All right, that is lesson number 8. Let's move on. In our next video, we're going to cover lesson number 9.